to party in my living room. Yo.
All right, y'all. Party in my living room sessions, and we here with chlothegod.
Hi.
She just murdered the living room, man. She almost hit my plant. Afro. She
I'm sorry.
Almost fucked it up. Like word to the lyrics of the song, But every song you perform was incredible.
Thank you.
It has very great humbug quality.
Thank you.
What I mean? Tell us about your process of song creation.
It's kind of chaotic. It's just I like to be as honest as I can. I feel like making music feels like writing in your diary or in your journal, And so I kind of go into the studio, and with the two that I performed, they're made with my friend Mike Irish, and we meet up maybe for lunch before, and then we go in and we talk about the last week or month or year or whatever, and then honestly put it in the song. So it's pretty much just, kind of word vomit until we land on something where we're like, oh, this is the idea, and then build it out.
That's super, though. I love that. That's how music should be. I like that you talk about these experiences with somebody, because music is conversation. And, I get that from your music. Every lyric kind of sticks. Like, even when I see your IG content, I'm like, damn, I feel everything that she's saying. And then you, have a physical performance attached to it. You're, acting out the words as well. You. So it's it's very dope.
Thank you.
Dope,
I have a theater background. Before I was making music, I was into theater and was in musical theater at school, and so I love acting and I love performing and I love kind of selling the performance with my body and whatever. So I appreciate that part of performance the most.
Super dope. Super dope. Now, tell me about Fayetteville, North Carolina. How does that impact your artistry, coming from there?
There's not much to do in Fayetteville. My dad is in the military, and so I kind of grew up moving around a little bit, but landed in Fayetteville each time. And there's nothing to do. You could go skating, or people would hang out at Walmart, in the parking lot or whatever all night long. And so I ended up choosing theater for a little while at school, and then I kind of was doing open mic nights and more so poetry. I really enjoy writing. That's the first kind of love that I've had. And then my friend Mike Santana, from Fayetteville as well, came to an open mic night and was like, oh, you should try singing. And I just got into it. It was a thing where we didn't really have a lot to do. We didn't really have, the people from Fayetteville, you would either join the military or you would become an athlete. Okay. And basketball and football are really big, and I had no aspirations to do that. So I just hung around the boys really, and I would sing hooks or I'd help them write or whatever, but it was always kind of in the background, and I was just grateful to be there. So after I left Fayetteville to go to school in Greensboro, I ended up being I think I'm going to try this. I think I'm going to give it my best go. But the community of Fayetteville kind of uplifted me and supported me at the beginning of my process.
Super dope. So how long has that journey been since you just made that decision to just, make that the priority?
Probably 5 years. I've been making music for a long time, or I've been writing for a long time since I was young, since I was a kid, 11. But I didn't go to the studio or start singing for the first time till maybe my senior year of high school or something like that. Yeah. And it wasn't until I left for school, for college, did I meet Kenny is my friend, Kenny Wizard is my friend, and he was like, oh, I'm going to bring you in and just let me come over anytime I wanted, sing anything I wanted. And I got to experiment with rap. I got to experiment with so many different sounds and styles when I was 21. And I've been here in LA only for 2 years, so I feel like now I get to really branch out. I feel like people are driven and hungry equally as I am, and I get to kind of really go as crazy as I want.
Super dope. Super dope. How important to, embark on your journey and then assemble a great team?
Oh, it's the most important, I think. I think people often forget that music is one of the most collaborative art forms. You really can't do it by yourself unless you're really that kind of person. I'm really not that kind of person. I like to do things in a team and in a family. I have a huge family. I think it's part of my father. He taught me as well with the military. It's a team everything is kind of a team sport. And so I think also being from Fayetteville and the sport aspect of my life and my upbringing influenced really being able to find people who not just support me or not just like the music I make, but they love their job as well. I love being a singer. I love being able to show up to the studio. I love being able to write my songs. And that's what I'm really good at. And so I feel really grateful that I've been able to meet people who love what they do and they're really good at what they do. Yeah. We get to all come together with 100% and make 700%. You know what I mean? Yeah. Instead of I show up with 100 and I have to pull more 50% out or whatever to make up for lack of passion or whatever. So I think the team aspect is the most important aspect, and I think it's what makes people really successful across all business, but in the music business for sure.
Amazing. So collaboration is key, team is key. Mm-hmm. And how did that, theme kind of like lend itself to your opportunity to work with Tizo?
It's same kind of way. I think like people being able to hear my music as it came out, and then with Jake he was like, oh, with a mall. Wait, sorry, let me think of the whole story first of all, because I'm like, what is the story? But yeah, it's been like community coming together and creating new opportunities, really. So the Tizo thing came along just kind of serendipitously and divinely as well, where Jake was like, I know Tizo's team and they're looking for somebody and certain sounds and certain energy and certain performance level. And he thought of me, and yeah, I got to pull up and do my little thing, which was so, so cool. I remember like him walking in and being like, oh, this is a person who is himself through and through 100% and takes no days off from being himself. It's really inspiring to see.
Definitely. I feel you don't take any days off from being yourself too. Yeah. Just from like the IG lens, and when I first met you, I'm like, yo, I'm a fan of what she's putting out. You know what I'm saying? It seems very authentic. It is very authentic.
Thank you.
Tell me about your EP. Nearly straight.
Nearly straight. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so excited to drop a project. It's been a long time, but yeah, I've been rolling some stuff out and having so much fun just putting music out, and the music that I want to put out and the way that I want to put it out. And Nearly Straight is kind of a collection of different ideas. I feel like Nearly Straight is like I'm almost there. I'm halfway to where I want to be, kind of. And so the music tells the story of everything that's kind of happened up until this point, and in love and life, all the trials and tribulations, internally and externally as well. So it's kind of a roller coaster of emotions, but that's life. I'm really excited for people to be able to hear it.
And where does My Bad, My Fault kind of fit into that project?
It's like in the middle. It's kind of, before the anger kind of sets in, but it is like this song, when you're like, you look back on a relationship, like, was this ever really love, or was this ever really what I thought it was? Yeah. I kind of entered the studio on a sarcastic, feeling a little petty tip. But yeah, I feel like before I rage on somebody or lose my mind on somebody, I like to try to take a little bit of accountability. And that story is like, no, this was fucked up from the beginning. Okay. And that's my bad. That's my fault. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But super dope. So that's all the time I have right now. But I'm like glad you came to this living room.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's never going to be the same. It's never going to be the same. Everybody that comes after you has to match your energy.
Has to touch Afro. Get Afro approval.
Yeah, they got to not fuck up Afro, but yes, they got to get his approval. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, of course.
All right.